If you are a single, successful woman over 35, meaning you are a top performer, a high achiever, a top producer, your standard is excellence, then this video may be for you. If you have ever found yourself praying to God, I am done with the dating scene. Please just send me my husband. If that's how you feel, then today I'm going to be talking with you about 3 ways to know you are ready to be a wife. Now, why is this pertinent? Well, if you've been single for any length of time, you may have the desire to be married, but you may have some concerns about whether or not you're going to be able to make that transition. So, I am Jamila McMallow, and I am the #1 love and relationship coach for top performing women over 35. And you might be saying to yourself, well, you've been married, or you're married and you've been married for a while. So how could you possibly know what's going on, out here in the dating streets, as it were? Well, because I have worked with over 200 single women, okay, and helping them to heal from divorce and create better relationships with men. And this has all been since 2018, in addition to my current clients. So they keep me up to date because I'm working with women who are out there in the dating streets, as it were, dealing with all of the different scenarios and challenges that are coming up in trying to find love in this day and age. That's what qualifies me to speak to you about what's going on, because I know, okay? But the thing is, I have been listening, not just to my clients, but I also am listening to the women who are connected to me, the women who I have conversations with when I'm out at networking events and different things. And I'm listening to the words that you're saying. I'm listening to the challenges that you're experiencing. And I know exactly how to help you navigate those challenges. And I have solutions that work. And so we're going to be digging into some of those solutions in my upcoming masterclass, Ready for Your Husband. And I'm going to be talking with you about that a little bit later in this video. But let's get back to the subject, okay? So these 3 ways that you can know you are ready to become a wife. I'm going to get into the first one, but first let me pull up the comments. If you are watching live and there is any issue with my sound, just let me know in the chat. If you're watching the replay, say #replay. Let me know you were here. Okay. And if you are watching me on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button. If you're watching me on LinkedIn or Instagram, please follow me so you can stay up to date with the latest and greatest from me when it comes to love and relationships. And really, it's not about me, it's about you and benefiting you. And if you know, whenever I open my mouth or whenever you watch a video of mine, it's like, oh, she's talking to me, then you're in the right place. Okay. So we want to talk about 3 ways to know that you're ready to be a wife, because it's a far cry from just, okay, I just don't want to be single anymore. Right. So the first way you can know that you're ready to become a wife is because you have the desire to be married. You have the desire to attract a wonderful man who is on your level spiritually, emotionally, mentally, financially, all the things, intellectually, with whom you can partner with and share the rest of your life with. And excuse me, build experiences and memories. One moment. Of course, I would start coughing as soon as I start talking. So, excuse me. So, the first way you can know that you're ready to become a wife, again, is because you have the desire. And it's not about being desperate. It's not about, oh, I need a man to feel good about myself. Oh, I need a man to make me feel worthy or to tell me I'm pretty. Yeah, those things are nice as far as him telling you you're pretty. But a man cannot make you feel worthy. That has to come from the inside out. So when I say desire, I mean that you independently on your own have built a life that you love. You've built a career, you've built a business, you have wonderful friendships, you travel, you shop, you love your life. But your desire is to have more. It is to share that life with the man of your dreams, with your ideal man, with your husband, the love of your life. That's how you want it to be. In fact, that is always how you saw it. You never envisioned your life, just growing old alone. You always envisioned your life as a married woman, perhaps even having a family. So that is the first way you can determine that you're ready to be a wife is one, you have the desire. Okay. If you don't have the desire, if you don't want to be married, great. No judgment. But I, of course, support and empower women who desire to be married. And not just to be married for the sake of being married, but because they want to be married. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to be married. It is not a betrayal of some sisterhood of singleness. It is not meaning, it doesn't mean that you are incapable of standing on your own 2 feet, or you need a man to do this and that for you. It's about none of that negativity. Okay. And I know that that is where your thinking is because you want this. And it's okay to want it. And wanting it does not make you desperate. Okay. Desperate is like, oh, I want to be saved. I want a man to come do all the things for me that I should be doing for myself already. Okay. Because we're going to talk a little bit about building that partnership and building that unity. Okay. So, one moment here. Man, I'm telling you, as soon as I start talking. Okay. So, that is the first thing. Also, with regards to this desire, your attitude is not to the place to where you have a negative view of marriage. So you still have a positive view of marriage. You still have a positive view of men, even though you've had some negative experiences. So that's number one. Now, number two, the second way you can know that you're ready to become a wife is that you're actually ready to become part of a team. You're actually ready to create a partnership, to become a unit, to operate as one with your husband. Okay. And when you become a team or a partnership, that means that you're going to have to relinquish some control over certain parts of your life. And he's going to do the same. So it's like you're coming together and everybody's doing what they're good at or what they want to do. And so thereby it creates a balance. You complement each other. Okay. You fit together and you become as one. So are you willing to do that? Are you willing to share? And mind you, there are some prerequisites. There are some precursors. Okay. We're not just saying, oh, let's just go find any Joe Blow out on the street. No. We're not talking about that at all. So this is built on the foundation of you've actually found a man that you can trust. This is a man with whom you are compatible, who is on your level in all the ways that we've already talked about. Okay. And if that is the case, are you willing to give up control of certain aspects of your life? And him the same, because there are certain parts of his life that he's gonna be like, hey, you can take over that, and you're gonna be like, you can take over that. Ooh, I don't have to do it anymore, because when you're alone, you have to do everything by yourself. But when you have a partnership, when you're a team, when you operate as a unit, everybody gets to work together to accomplish the goal. So if you're ready to be part of a team, and if you're willing to allow yourself to be lovingly led by the right man. We're not talking about a man who's domineering. We're not talking about a man who thinks he's the boss and it's just about me telling you my vision and you just need to follow me and whatever I say. That's not in the Bible. It doesn't say that. Okay. It's not what submission means. Okay. Submission actually means to go along with even when you don't agree. That's what it means. And so when a decision comes up that's not to the spiritual or financial detriment of the family, you can support his decision and work along with him to help make it work, even though you might have wanted to do things a little bit differently. And there's an art to that. There's a nuance to that. So you're not his child. Scripture doesn't say like kids, have to obey their parents, that women are supposed to be obedient to their husbands in that same manner. That's not what it says. Okay. So I want to make that perfectly clear to you. You're his wife. Okay. You are his equal. However, if you're willing to be a partnership, then you have to understand that there's going to be times when he's going to be taking the lead. And are you willing to allow that? And honestly, in my experience, most of the women that I know and deal with are like, I don't have a problem with that as long as I trust him. As long as I feel seen, heard, and valued, I'm okay with going along with maybe if I don't agree because I know he's not about to do something stupid. I know he's not about to do something to deliberately or unintentionally hurt me or the family. So let's just, do it his way or whatever. Because the truth is, if you have ever been in a relationship with a good man, then you know that most of the time they honor and value what it is that you want to do and will usually just kind of go along with what it is that makes you happy because they want you to be happy. All right. But even that, within that, there are some nuances and things. It's not all about you. It's not about you getting your way all the time and being demanding or anything. You're not a little girl and he's not your daddy. Okay. So I just want that to be clear. But this is a way you can know if you're ready to be a wife, because if you're not willing to give your husband respect, if you're not willing to allow him to lead and to stand firmly in his masculinity, then you may want to give yourself a little more time, or this may be something, an area that you want to think about and work with. And now every man is different, right? Because we're all unique. And so how we line up and how we match up, it's not just a black and white thing. It's how you guys line up. But in general, these are things that you have to be open to and willing and understanding. The more rigid we are about, well, I ain't gonna do this and I ain't gonna do that. Now we know that there are negative things that you're not going to put up with or tolerate, right? Those are your non-negotiable relationship standards. And yes, please put a concrete wall up for that. There's no line there that should not be crossed. But here's the thing. You have to understand that it's no longer going to be just about you. And if you're willing to give up some of that control that you have over everything right now, what you'll realize is that you're not losing anything at all. So if you can view stepping into a partnership or becoming a unit as a positive, then yes, you're moving towards your wife readiness, towards becoming ready to see yourself being married, because this is all a part of it. Okay. You don't want to be dealing with this after you done said I do. That's why I'm telling you now. Okay, you got to think about this. Now, the third thing that you need to keep in mind or consider as to whether or not you're really truly ready to become a wife is the way that you're living right now. See, sometimes we're doing things because we think, oh, I'm just going to talk to these three guys, or I'm just going to do this and that. And when my husband comes along, then I'll do something different. No, no, no. You are who you are all the time. So if you are ready to become a married woman, then you don't wait until you're married to act like you're married. You start behaving the way a married woman would behave right now as a single woman. That's when the husband shows up. Men are looking for certain qualities, traits, and characteristics in a woman when they're looking for a wife. And so think about that. What is the image that I'm projecting? What does my social media say about me? How am I spoken of in the community? Would a man feel honored to have me on his arm as his wife? Would my reputation enhance his? Would I showing up and speaking enhance the respect that others have for him? See, and it works both ways, right? We're not talking about you marrying somebody that's, being a besmirch on you, but this video is about you. Are you ready to be a wife? Okay. So again, we're predicating this on the idea that this is a good man, all the things. Let's be clear. We're not talking about being in subjection or submissive to some guy you done found on the street that doesn't meet any of your standards. That's a project. We're not talking about that at all. Okay. If you missed the beginning, then, just stay tuned. And when I'm done, you can start over and catch all of that. Okay. So I want that to be clear. But this is important. You have to think about this, because I'm going to say it again. Men value respect. So how you are seen reflects upon him. So if you're held in high esteem, if you have a great reputation, if you're doing great things, why wouldn't he want you being with him is going to elevate him, and he's going to adore you for that, because you make him look better, basically. And that's not selfish. That's just real. That's real. Okay. That's the truth. It's the truth. Just like you want him to be of a certain caliber. So when he shows up at your work events or things like that, you feel proud that, yes, this is the man I'm spending the rest of my life with. Not, well, I'm dealing with some things at home and it's all this. And it's a disconnect between, well, but you're this amazing woman. Why are you dealing with this derelict? You see what I'm saying? So it works both ways. But again, we're talking about you. And so, are you living in a way that exudes, I am a respectable woman of good character, good quality, high standards. My standard is excellence, not just at work, but period, in my whole life. You see it reflected in my whole way of being. Okay. And knowing how to speak to a man is a part of this. All right. Because there is a way for you to be able to communicate with men and get what you want, get your point across without making them feel disrespected. Okay. Your husband is not your son. Your husband is not your child. And so, are you willing, if you're not already, willing to learn and understand how to communicate in a way that gets your point across so it lands? So you're speaking to his heart and not his defenses. All right. Now, I'm not saying that you can't speak your opinion, speak your mind. I mean, he's going to be your best friend. So you're going to be real, but just understanding that they're not women. Just like he has to understand you ain't no man. You're not a dude. So don't treat me like one of your friends. I'm not doing that. No, no. So honor and respect on both parts. That's how it works. So are you willing to get to understand his makeup and how he's made? Not all this social media reels telling you what you need to know about men and this and this and this. Listen, all that stuff is telling you how to do is how to navigate a toxic relationship. This is what you do if your man's doing that. And this is how, I'm all about the solution. The solution is attract a man who's already where you want him to be and then go from there. And that eliminates all those problems. We're not helping men heal in 2024. You are not his therapist, okay? You're not one of his boys. He can work through his stuff on his own. And when he gets it together, then he can come back and approach you and know you won't be texting him or hanging out with him in the process. He can come back when he's ready, okay? Because you're not sitting up on a cabinet for nobody, all right? You're not allowing him to park his car in the garage and take up space where a man who is ready, willing, and excited to be with you is ready to pull in there and say, girl, let's do this. Okay. So we're not wasting time on projects in 2024 either. All right. So I would love to hear, if you're watching in the comments, what your thoughts are on that, because these may be some concepts that you're like, I don't know, Jamila, I don't know. And it's okay. But I want to tell you, as a married woman, I was married the first time for 14 years. And now, and got it wrong in that choice and in that relationship. So I know what it is to get it wrong and then get it right. And so I'm telling you, as a woman navigating a healthy relationship, what it's going to take, because that's what you want, right? Yeah, you're not asking for, I want to be married to toxicity. I want to be married to more of the same of what I'm dealing with right now. It's not what you're saying. You're saying, I want to be married, but I want a healthy, happy, fulfilling relationship. I want all those things. So I'm telling you what it's going to take. I'm just being real with you. And like I said, these are generalizations, right? Because every man is unique, just like you're unique. But in general, these are things that you're going to have to consider and think about. And if you can consider these 3 things and say to yourself, yeah, I can do that. I want to do that. I can learn to do that. I don't have a problem with that as long as it's the right man, which it is. We've already said that's the disclaimer. Okay. So let's review the 3 ways that you can kind of spend some time with yourself to determine if you're ready to be a wife. Is number 1, if you have the desire to be married, if that has always been your vision to be a married woman. It's not from desperation, it's from desire. This is the way I always saw my life. Number 2, are you ready to become part of a team and create a partnership, a unit, and relinquish control over some of the parts of your life that he's going to take over, and vice versa? Are you willing to do things for him? Which I already know you are, because as women, it's just what we do. We 10 times out of 10 end up doing too much for people that don't deserve it, but this man will. All right. This man will, because you're doing things differently this time. So he's going to be the right man for you. And then the third thing to consider whether or not you're ready to become a wife is Are you willing to live your life and to conduct yourself in a manner that will reflect positively upon your future husband right now? And if you have had a challenge with this in the past, are you willing to improve your communication skills so that you understand how to speak to a man in such a way so that you reach his heart and not his defenses? Are you willing to really let it land that what men value is respect? Because if you can learn this, this won't just help you in your marriage. This will help you in any time you're dealing with men, at work, wherever. Okay. Women value being loved. We value feeling love. We want to feel loved, cherished, adored. We want to feel that. All right. And our husbands want that too. But if they had to choose, they want to know that you respect them first. That's their priority. So yours is to feel loved, theirs is to feel respected. So as long as you understand that, then you won't have any issues navigating healthy communication with your future husband. But are you willing to do that? Or is your attitude like, I don't know about that? Okay, that's fine. So that's fine, because you know what? If you're willing to learn, great. Or if you're willing to make an effort, great. It's just going to create a solid foundation upon which you can build the happy, healthy relationship that you are desiring. So here's the thing. I'm not just going to leave you flapping out in the wind, hanging. Oh, you done told me all the stuff. Great. Yes, I have, because you needed to know it. And these are powerful questions that you can ask yourself. But I'm also going to support you in my upcoming Ready for Your Husband Masterclass, which is an exclusive masterclass for top performing women over 35 who are single and desire to be married. This isn't a class if you just want to figure, you're just playing the dating game and you just like relationships. No, this class is for women who desire to be married in the next 1 to 2 years. And I mean, are dead serious about it. Have a positive view of marriage, have said, God, please send me my husband, are like, Jamila, these 3 things, great. Tell me more. If that's you, then this masterclass is for you. Why? Because all of these factors are great if you have them on your part, but there's only one piece missing. Well, you need the husband, you need the man. And so in this masterclass, I'm going to be sharing with you the top 3 secrets every top performing, high achieving woman needs to know if she wants to attract the love of her life and build a relationship leading to marriage. And so if that is you, I'm going to encourage you to go to, and I'm going to add it here so you can see it, because it's live. You want to go to readyforyourhusband.com. And there you'll find all the details on the masterclass and you can register. The masterclass will be taking place on February 14th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I look forward to being there with you to answer your questions, to give you coaching right on the spot. It's going to be a powerful experience. All right. So thank you so much for watching. Please let me know in the comments if you were here, and I will see you next time.